Hello again and welcome back to Best vs. Best, the show where I compare the best of video game series, the two best games, and decide which one I like the most. This time it's time for my other favorite video game series, my number 2. It's Mega Man, and the two best games in that series, Mega Man 2 versus Mega Man 3. Fight! When it comes to, obviously, if starting at graphics, there's really nothing... there's nothing between the two. They look the same, they look as good. Honestly, I just have to call a tie immediately. I can't really think of anything that makes, 3 comes out sooner than later, so maybe it should have had some advancements or something, but Mega Man 1 to 6 all look almost the same anyway, so that's, just an immediate tie. Next is music, and music is a really, really hard one because Mega Man games have amazing music. And Mega Man 2 has some of the best, but Mega Man 3 is no slouch. It also has some of the best, and by that I mean Mega Man 2 has the best Dr. Wily theme ever. And that's just no discussion. There's nothing you can say. However, the thing is that Mega Man 2 has one amazing Dr. Wily theme, but Mega Man 3 has two great ones. So does one amazing win out against two greats? I don't know. But of the two Wily themes in 3, the second one is actually my favorite. It's so... it sounds like... There's some fate to it or something. It sounds like a little sad, a little dramatic, with the first one just being good. It's really amazing. However, the Dr. Wily Stage 1 theme in Mega Man 2 is just too good. The other Wily theme in 2 is not that good, and I think it's taken right from Mega Man 1. It's just supposed to be dramatic, but it's just not much of a song. I guess I'll have to judge it for 2 just because of Wily. The first stage there is just too good. It's one of the best video game songs of all time. But then going back to the Robot Masters, Mega Man 2 is... I mean, all of them are great. Of course, all of them are great in 3 as well. The thing with 3 is that Sparkman and Topman are amazing. And then in Mega Man 2, there's actually no one stage theme there that I find as good as Topman and Sparkman, if I'm honest. However, the overall balance I think is better in 2, because in 3, it never gets as good as those two. Needleman, like Magnet Man, Gemini Man, they're all okay. By Mega Man standards, they're okay. In this comparison, they're okay. I mean, they're great, but in Mega Man 2, it seems more like Airman and Flashman and Crashman and Woodman. Woodman is one of the best. I don't know. It seems like a more stable level overall. And the Bubble Man is also great. I mean, they're all great, obviously. One that's really underrated, I feel, is Heat Man. It's really short, but has a great beat, and how it, like, the end of the loop, so to speak, ties into how it restarts. I just love it. The title screen also is one you have to put into consideration, because Mega Man 2 has the ending of Mega Man 1 turned into the intro, and then Mega Man's theme, so to speak, once he's up at the building. Mega Man 3 doesn't have any animation, unfortunately, but that song is amazingness personified. So, like, the staff rolls, those are also comparable. It's really hard because they're pretty much just as good. I guess I would have to say the winner is Mega Man 2. Just because of the Robot Masters, the overall quality is like... It doesn't reach those two peaks of Sparkman and Topman, but the overall quality of all of them having this level, whereas in 3, like, maybe Gemini Man, Magnet Man, and maybe Shadow Man are like slightly above that level set by Mega Man 2. And the one in Mega Man 2 that is closest to like Sparkman and Topman for me is Woodman. If you haven't listened, like, just go do it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to the Mega Man 2, but it's so fucking close. Anyway, now it's time for gameplay. One thing with Mega Man 3 is kind of similar to Mega Man 2. It's a longer game. It has more stages, and that is a plus. Some might say it's a minus because you might feel it overstays its welcome, and that is certainly like a to each his own kind of thing. Because after you beat the first 8 stages, you have to play 4 of the old stages again. 4 of them just break, and the other 4 you have to play again. Versus Dockman, who resurrects the behaviors of the 8 Robot Masters from Mega Man 2. You have to fight 2 of them per stage. And this is really cool. And the stages are remixes of the previous stages, but they're all made longer and harder. And I think that's quite interesting, even though, yeah, you might feel it's overstays its welcome a bit, but in the end, I like it. What I don't like so much is the fighting. You have to fight one in the middle and one at the end, and if the path to the first one can be a little long, and if you die there, you go all the way back to the beginning. It would be a good idea to look up the Mega Man 2 boss's weaknesses in advance, because of course you don't have the weapons from 2, so you can't. You have to know or improvise. Be very lucky with the improvisation. Mega Man 3, of course, added the slide, which is I like as a mechanic. Not so much for the those places in stages where just here you have to slide to get across here. Those are just kind of put there to like, it feels like it's there to just justify the existence of it. But there's also how the maneuverability issue is just it makes it better. So yeah, in the end, I like the slide, and I like Rush over the items because Rush is cute. I mean, he's a dog. That's gotta be better than just item 1, 2, and 3. And Rush Jet in Mega Man 3 is supremely overpowered, and I love it because unlike all the other games where you just jump on and then you're locked to flying in a straight line, or you can go slightly up and down, here you can just go any fucking where you want. And also when you jump, Rush follows. You could say it breaks the game, but I just think it's awesome. One big thing that is in favor of Mega Man 3 is how the energy tanks are back, but you can have 9 of them now instead of just 4. But actually, I don't remember right now if that happens in Mega Man 3, but one thing that frustrated me quite a bit with 2 when I played it again, that was from my Proto Man Plays video, it was like, I don't know, 7 years ago now, but you can waste E-tanks. If you have 4 of them and you use one, and if you already have full health, if you can just press the E-tank there and just lose them. And that happened to me, and for Wily, you have to have one, or I have to anyway. And that was really annoying, and I felt like maybe 4 isn't quite enough. On the other hand, that's me, not getting good. But in 3 you have 9, which is just better if you need it. Now I'm actually going to drop the result, and then I'm going to motivate it, because that will let me talk about the last issue I have with the game. The winner is Mega Man 3. And that hurts a bit to say, because Mega Man 2 is one of my childhood favorites, and it has a supremely nostalgic place in my heart, kind of like Mario 3. But when I even like thinking of my nostalgia, when I look back at Mario 3 and Mario World, I still think 3 is better. But here it's like, I want to say 2 because I love 2 so much, but I have to say 3 is better. And I realized it when I played the 2 again for Proto Man Plays way back when. And the fact is that the Dr. Wily stages are better in 3. The first Dr. Wily stage in Mega Man 2 is great. And the whole, the Mecha Dragon at the end there, when I was a kid, I could never get to it because I would always get so fucking nervous at the little platforms you have to jump over. And then when he comes up behind you, and I was like, ah! And I would always like lose control of my playing, and I would just drop in the pit before getting to the actual boss fight. But after that stage, it goes downhill. Unfortunately, after that, the graphics are really boring. There's nothing. The first one is like you can see the map of Dr. Wily's stage, and you start like over here, and then you're on the same kind of dirt as you saw on the map, and there's like a fence on the map, and then when you get to the actual building, there's a fence there, and you go up the building, and it really feels like you're playing what you saw on that map. But once you go inside on the level 2, you're just inside somewhere, and there's nothing left anymore that to show you any context or something. And the all the walls kind of look the same. They're just in, like, they're yellow, like piss yellow in one stage, they're purple in one. It just looks boring. And there's those parts where the floor is, you drop through even though you're not supposed to. You can use the bubble lead to find it, but it's still kind of aggravating. You have that one corridor with a Sniper Joe that you cannot avoid getting hit. It's pretty annoying. The bosses, however, I would say are a little bit better in 2, because you have the Guts tank followed by the those guns on the wall, which is actually the hardest boss fight in Mega Man 2. But I like it still, and I respect. It's kind of difficult that I respect more than get frustrated at, where you have to use the crash bombs, but you can't just blow up all the walls, because then you don't have enough to kill the guns, which can only be killed by crash bombs. You have to have strategy to get through that boss fight, and I like it. Then the actual Dr. Wily, and then of course, but in 3 you have Gamma, which is cool, and has its own music and everything, besides the walker thing. But in Mega Man 2, he turns into an alien, which felt like the hugest plot twist ever when I first played it, but then it turned out just to be a fake. But that is awesome. But the regular stages slows down everything, and it's just like it doesn't feel, after playing the second stage for a while, it doesn't start to feel much less exciting to play the game. Which that Mega Man 3 doesn't have that problem. The stages are more varied, and they pretty much they're just more varied, and it keeps the momentum going. And in a battle that is incredibly tight, because I love both of them, but 2 has much more nostalgia points. In the end, I'm going to have to give it to what I think is the better game, Mega Man 3.